Bring it back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Oriental Empires. So if you remember from the episode in the last video, we had just managed to capture the city of Zhou from the Yongdi, the Diyong, or whatever they're called. And we had managed to then secure a favourable peace before we get too embroiled in a conflict with our city at Jing, since we have no walls to defend ourselves with. So financially we're now in quite a good position. The extra city has given us extra tax income and extra trade income, and is going to be quite profitable, hopefully. So we need to look at what we're going to do next going forwards. I had a little bit of a look into the edicts. So yeah, it seems like there's lots of good things we can do. It seems worthwhile that I'm probably going to issue this edict now at the cost of 1,000 to enter the Warring States era. We do get noble unrest 15%, but our noble unrest is actually pretty low, and it's something that's got to be done shortly, so I might as well just get it over and done with. So once this edict is issued, I cannot click it back. So we have now entered the Warring States era. So this should now enable us to access the later technology, which it does. Do things like armor works, iron foundry, and extra things. Oh, we can increase the ceramics drill. It's going to be worthwhile. We are also still constructing our market at our capital of Yin, which is going to hopefully bring about more money. That's the word. So that's something to keep an eye out. And when next turns available, when we get enough money, we really are going to have to upgrade the city of Bo to enable it to be a larger city, since they really are having a bit of a nightmare now in terms of size. Massive overcrowding at Bo. So without further ado, I think let's push straight into the first turn and see how we get on. So some of our units moved into Jing to act as a garrison, since we had some worry with the... Wow, they bugged out slightly. Yes, so we managed to secure peace with the Dong Yai, because they obviously have this further city further to the north. Hopefully these units will now cross war against the Chu. Okay. This is unexpected and interesting. So we've just been declared war on by the Shu. But I don't actually know where the Chu are. And I have no idea what this means for me. Currently I would say nothing, since they're not actually yet on the map. That's something definitely to keep an eye out for. We'll have to be very careful of them going forwards. But there's no point worrying about it for now. So at Bo, there's no more space to build any farms. Our financial income is looking pretty good. This place is still in turmoil due to the recent sort of events of being captured and everyone being slaughtered. And they're still building up here. We've got garrisons at each of our cities, and all of our cities have got walls bar Jing. So I am not too worried in the short term about that. I would have liked to have invested more in walls though. But nothing we can do about that now, so let's just keep an eye out for the enemy. We have a technological advancement on thought, which has enabled construction of lots of temples. Well, we might as well do this one, since it's just I Ching. So let's push straight into the next turn, see if we see any of these enemies on the horizon. So the people with the Young Ding have moved back across the river and are starting to move off, which is good. And no signs of the Shu immediately around us, which again is good, because I don't really want to get involved in a war with them. Wow. I've just noticed how much of a difference in terms of income having that market has generated. Okay, significantly. So, building a market was, as it turns out, very much a good idea. So this opens up other options in where else should we build a market? Well, it does question the option of maybe a good idea to build a market over here at Bo. A caravan is... What does this do? Long distance trade is conducted by well organised caravans, which need places along the way where they can rest. Oh, I've not got any room to build it here. And allows imported trade items to be exported. Okay, interesting. So it's going to probably be worthwhile once the city is expanded to be able to build more trade buildings. It's probably also going to be worthwhile building a market at Bow. But I'm very pleased now with this increased income. That's great, that's what I want to see. We'll save up to 2,000 and then we can upgrade the city of Bow. And that should give us even more income going forwards. So that is excellent. There's still a little bit of unrest going on. We've got some noble unrest, but largely peasant unrest is the biggest problem I'm facing. But there's nothing I can do about it immediately, so let's press into the next turn. Still no sign of the Shu, wherever they are supposed to be. Hopefully they're just too far away and it was just a declaration of war because someone asked them to. Oh. Ah. This has just become Shu territory, which is a little unexpected. So, what does that mean for us? So, over here where our money is flying in. So, over here, we are going to recruit some light spearmen. How are we going to do this? So really these people still need to stay here because they need time to recuperate. And very little has been built here. Still got to build pottery there and everything. Okay, so damaged walls. What did you just say about damaged walls? I can repair 2%. Oh, alright, that'll slowly be fixed, which is fine. I guess they might as well start work on a farm since you probably have a little bit of population shortage anyway. We'll certainly build another farm over at Jing. Ao could probably use another farm, but certainly not in the direction of the Shu. And then Yin is okay for now. Out of Yin, I might look to recruit heavy spearmen with stout shields and long spears heavy can form a strong core of an army. So they have less attack than the. Oh, all of our armies have. All of our units are now been improved. Oh, peasant halberdiers, peasant light spearmen. Okay, that's interesting. So we've moved away from those, even though we have even though we have access to peasants, soldiers still, instead of just being the real base conscripts like they were before, then now we've got sort of improved with sort of militias. So I'm going to recruit some peasant heavy spearmen. Only the one unit at Yin, and these are going to move down to Ao, just because of the increased threat from the Shu down to the south. In alternative, when the army at Zhu has started to improve, we will then start to march these down to get involved with the war down here. But for now, we're going to hold off. So let's press into the next turn, see what happens. Not a lot to report this turn. No sign of any of the enemy army leaving Jibo, which is good. Let's have a look at the situation of our troops down here. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Everyone seems to be improving. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Nothing too much to worry about. Couple of turns and they should be back up to strength. Financially, we're still looking pretty good, but we need to keep saving up more money. No farms being built here, so let's start from Yin. Bo hasn't got any more room, but just needs a population upgrade. And the irrigated farm now needs to keep being constructed over here. And that's pretty much it for around here. No technology changes, so straight into the next turn. I'm just worried about an army emerging from Zhubo from the Shu. But again, still no sign of it as of yet. And the city isn't even a walled city, so it should be quite easy to take. I mean, 3 peasant light spearmen are just not really a threat to me currently. So the heavy spearmen are now in place. Some bandits have formed up at Bow in that little space there. Right. So we shall push out with the light spearmen from here and the light spearmen from here to try and preempt whichever way the bandits might go and secure a fight to make sure we can drive them off. The Dongyi are still sort of filtering around the area, although they're not actually doing anything to attack me, so I'm not too worried. Technologically wise, we've just finished one of the knowledge technologies. Acupuncture. 10% of casualties suffered in a victorious battle are healed. And disease outbreak and sickness are reduced, which seems all very much worthwhile, so I think we shall invest in acupuncture. Various farms have been built, which is good to see. We still don't have enough money to upgrade bow, but we will do shortly. And they're getting quite high peasant unrest at Yin. So if we just quickly zoom in on Ao, another farm can be built, which we will do. Zhu also needs more farmland to be built, because a lot of it got burnt down in the fighting. And there is at the city of Jing as well. So let's push straight into the next turn. Hopefully there'll be enough money at the end of this turn for bow to be upgraded. Battle of Yin. Okay. Okay, we successfully drove them off. That's good. Pleased with that. Nothing else really to report this turn. Hopefully that means that next turn we can kill them pretty much straight away. These people are going to return to the capital to garrison, and these are going to look next turn should just be able to get straight involved with the fight against the bandits. We have also finished another technology, power technology, so we can invest into our first Warring States era technology. So we either increase farm, high earth wall, drain marshes. We can't do that one for some reason. Electric spears, crossbows, combined arms. Or we can start to look at siege artillery. I think probably for now crop rotation will be the easiest. That just gives a benefit for everyone, and you can't really go too wrong with that. So first let's invest in an upgraded city at Bo. It very much needs it, and it's worthwhile investing in. So back at Zhu, I did not mean to click on that, I want to click on the garrison. The garrison is largely now healed, so I'll basically take everyone bar that unit of peasant light spearmen, and I'll probably leave behind that little unit there as well actually. And I shall begin to march to the south to deal with the threat that is Zhumo, but we'll stop off in Yin and reinforce and take on some new units. So let's press straight into the next turn. Our units should just be able to engage straight away. Yep, drove off the bandits straight away. Hopefully it's enough to actually kill them, but I doubt it will be. Let's see, we'll see at the end of this turn hopefully. Okay, so that's killed those bandits, which is good, what we wanted to see. So these units can now return to Bo to their garrisoning roles, and the rest of the army can continue to move further south to apply pressure on the Shu, our enemy down there. So the city of Bo has now upgraded, which it's been needing to do for ages. So it's now no longer suffering from sort of a bit of a population crisis. And we can build some terrace farms on the hillside, which always sounds like fun. So we shall do that. Yin is suffering a little bit of unrest, so I don't think they're going to build anything. Ao is not unhappy, but they'll still build the farms down here. Zhu has still got quite a few farms to build, as has Jing. Build another one. Then after this, Jing's going to probably start working converting all the farms to irrigated farmland. I think that's it for this turn. No technologies to update, so let's head straight into the next turn. Okay, hopefully we shall regain a bit of happiness in our capital shortly. No, everyone's still pretty unhappy, although it's dropped down a bit by not working them that turn. We've had a technology improvement. There's only one left to do in this category of bamboo strips, so we might as well get all that one finished off before we push into the next one. So we built up a few units here. I'm going to bring back just the general back to the capital at Yin, since that's really where he should be. At Jing, they are in a position to build more farms, which, yeah, we'll just build one there to the back. We won't build any more at the capital quite at this moment, we'll hang on. And then the turn after this, we'll invest in a market at Bo to see if we can up our external trade income. Although the external trade only accounts for 33, so maybe it isn't worthwhile doing. So a quick look around everywhere else. No, I still got the largest trade, and the internal trade is quite large along with the taxes. So okay, we'll still do trading out of Bow. What else is to do this turn? Not a lot else to do this turn. The army's on the march to the south, all looking good. Let's push straight into the next turn. Our general is on his way back to the capital. And he's made it back in one turn, which is excellent, just what we wanted. Not a lot to really report this turn. These people seem to be, the white deer, having a little bit look down to the south. As long as they don't cause me any trouble, I don't mind. A couple of farms have been finished. Not a lot else to report. At Bow, we are going to invest in a market, since that will give him more trading opportunities, and I think it's going to increase our trade sufficiently from 30. So as long as our trade goes up to 110, then it's worth the cost. So we shall see in 4 turns time, probably be in the next video. So the army shall continue to march to the south, but since we are now outside Yin, we should have a look to see if there's any units that want to be recruited. So we could have some halberdiers who have increased attack, but I think these heavy spearmen seem to be the best units we have available. Yeah, so we'll probably just have more archers here. We'll have 2 units of heavy spears. So let's go back to then the garrison tab and bring these guys out. Where are they going to? We'll bring them to there, and then they can form into one army. Let's only those guys are moving. Excellent. Nothing else to report that turn, so let's press into the next turn. Try not to overwork the farmers too much, because that seems to just cause dissatisfaction and happiness, which is not what we want. And the market should be now under construction at Bow. So I think that'll probably do for this week's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're sort of starting to seem to be making reasonable progress now. All of our cities are starting to get quite large, and our numbers are increasing. I think by the end of the next video we should be able to successfully capture this city of Jibo. I probably am not going to occupy it though. I'm either going to loot it and abandon it, or just completely destroy it. It's while it's not in a terrible position, it does fit in with what we've got. It's only a small city, and I think we're going to start to push the limits of our authority, and I would rather capture Zhongistan with a population that's 57 rather than down here, which is a population of like 8 or something, 11. So it's just not worth taking such a city. There are better prizes to be had. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, please like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.